Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Trial by Trolley was a game my kids actually wanted to pick up at a game store, so we did. It's not a game that I find all that appealing, even though I do have a philosophy background. I find things like this just to be a little dull. It's encouraging me to kind of make these moral decisions that, do or do not matter. I think some people are really going to have fun with this. They're going to look at this and just crack up like this, that, and the other. And it does have a little bit of a game to it. So you're going to have a random kind of good person come out, then you play another good one, then you play a bad person, someone you probably likely would be better off not surviving, and you put on somebody else, and then you can change it by putting like these little mood things on people like, well, this person's actually going to cure cancer or whatever. And that kind of can stiffen the blow, and you can put on whichever player you want. But you really got to play to the judge. What is our judge this time? What do they value in life? Like some people will be like, it's a cat. Who cares? A cat's not worth as much as a human. Then you have other people who might be like, man, I will let a human die before a cat. So you got to play to the judge, and I think that's part of the game. The game itself is the same thing over and over and over again, and there are plenty of jokes inside of the cards, and they're kind of funny the first few times you go through them. And I think it plays for exactly what it's intended to be. At the same time, this is exactly the type of game I don't like. Did we have fun? Yeah, I think my kids had a little bit more fun with it than us. We were a little uncomfortable with the subject matter with them, while they handled it brilliantly. I think that, some of the things like the 1%, we kind of didn't get that. Like, there's a lot of jokes skewing more towards liberalism. It was like, well, why would I want somebody to die just because they're wealthy? Then there were people that was like, serial killer. Well, yeah, maybe I can see an argument there. So that's kind of what you're playing for inside of this game. It is what it is. Just from understanding the concept of it, you're probably going to realize if you're going to like this or not. Party game, laughs, I could totally see this game working brilliantly. But for us, playing it, nothing that I want to keep. Purge for me. Here's Trial by Trolley. It's a little small box. Like you see, like Cards Against Humanity size, whatever. When you open it up, you're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. A paper map, which is really kind of useless, but it could have been a board. You're going to get some of these little chits that will be for scoring. They're nominal at best. Then you're going to get a bunch of cards. They have like this stick person kind of artwork on it. And, they're child's 5th birthday party. A single kit. These are really thin, by the way. These are not good quality cards. You'll see some of the cards will just have this conductor guy on it with won't vaccinate their 3 children. It does have a real big liberal swing to it, this game does. You can see here, finishing the owner of a profitable dogfighting business. So, some things are a little bit questionable in here, not for children. The card's a little thin. The components, you get a paper thing here. It's not very good. Here is the rule book. It's really more of a pamphlet, I suppose. It tells you a little bit about the rules and the outline of it. Really, this is a one-joke pony, and it's really kind of building that up. But if you want to learn how to play, it has it right here with a picture, I guess. Very easy. No examples included. Who wins? There's a murder variant if you want to play that. Trolley Tom variant if you want to utilize that. But for the most part, very simple to play. Very, very easy to jump in and teach. The way the game is going to be played is that you're going to play a number of rounds, so everybody gets to be the conductor once. If somebody chooses your track to kill, you'll get one of these. They do have 3 points on the other side. Whoever has the least amount of these at the end of the game is the winner. What's going to happen is you're going to break into 2 teams. If, say, you're the conductor, then the thing will come towards you. So I'm just going to move this off to the side because it doesn't really matter. What's going to happen is somebody on your team is going to get 3 of these cards. Then what you're going to do is you're going to get 3 of these cards right here. And then if there is another player, let's say you're playing with enough people, you will get 3 of the little evil cards, if you will, you'll have. So once these are given out, you try to equalize them as much as possible on your team. Your team will have these cards to choose from for the round. Then what's going to happen, you're going to put a random card down for each person just off the top of the deck. This one says, a scientist who will one day discover the secret to interstellar space travel, a balloon containing a highly contagious airborne strain of Ebola. That just kind of gets the board seated. Like I said, everybody gets a random card. Then each team will choose one of theirs. So your choice will be your best friend, significant other, switch with a 10% chance to detonate a nuclear bomb, or an orphan with a heart of gold. So let's say we put an orphan down on our side, and we'll discard the other cards that we use. They happen to use a fragile but functional teleportation machine, so that's pretty nice. Then what's going to happen is your team's going to play one of these negative cards. Giant lizard on its way to attack a major city, a horde of zombies running towards you, or a grumpy old dragon sitting on a horde of treasures. So let's say it's a giant lizard, and you're going to place this on the opposite team, because you want to make that team look as bad as possible. And then on your side, he happened to play your evil twin. Then you're going to look through your modifiers. It says I got one that says is pretty hot, one to become a powerful politician and start the Purge, and if killed, return more powerful than you can ever imagine. So let's say I played this on your evil twin. So if killed, will have more power than you could ever imagine. They played this where the lizard is constantly farting. But they can also just play it on her. The orphan with the card of gold is constantly farting. And then what the conductor is going to do is going to choose which side he wants to train to die and who he wants to kill. He can kill the balloon containing a highly contagious airborne, fragile but functional teleportation machine, but also a giant lizard on its way to attack a major city. Or you can kill a scientist or one day discover the secret to interspace travel, an orphan with a heart of gold who happens to be constantly farting, and your evil twin, but if killed, will return more powerful than ever. So let's say he killed this one. Everybody who was on this team will get a marker, which is a negative. Anybody on this team will not. You discard it. The conductor will change to somebody else, and you continue to play till everybody's been a conductor once. Whoever has the least amount of these will be the winner of the game. That's how you play Trial by Trolley. It's mostly a one-note joke here that you're playing through. The scoring kind of takes you out of it a little bit, but that's the rules of the game. Who should buy this game? People looking for a party game. If you find this kind of thing funny, I typically do, let's be honest. It felt a little forced with this game. The decision making wasn't as well. And there's a gamership to this game. So that's another thing that, like, the judge can pick, and this is what it dives down to a lot. And I know this is just knock the scoring out and just play the game and have a good time. But if you're scoring it and playing as it's intended to be, a lot of times you're not even choosing the best option on the table. It's, okay, if I pick this team instead of that team, I'm going to win the game. So I'm going to pick this team in order to win the game. And you're like, well, don't play it that way. But that's the rules. That's the game. That's what you're doing here. So a lot of times it didn't even matter the game. What was happening on the table, there was a gamemanship about the points, and it breaks down. You might just say, well, you play with a terrible group. Maybe, but I also didn't design the game. And these are the rules put inside the box. And you're playing with gamers, they're going to game the game. So maybe just if the game is better, take out the points, just laugh at the Trial by Trolley and have a good time with that. I think you'll enjoy this game more. For us, I think it's going to be a Purge.